Fouquet! And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, Tatum! This fight is scheduled for three-minute rounds. Good luck, gentlemen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BCFA Night of Champions 2 here from Trinity Park in Ipswich. Our first fight of the evening is Djip Fouquet taking on Alex Tatum. Alex is wearing the white shorts, Djip in the black. Djip has a record of 1-1 and has travelled all the way from the south of France to be with us here tonight. All these fights here tonight at the BCFA are under semi-pro rule set. That's three-minute rounds, and that does include ground and pound on the floor. Early swing and a miss from Alex Tatum. Well countered by the Frenchman, finding himself standing in open guard here. Let's see if he can put some pressure, but using that man from Ipswich stand back up. Clearly he thinks he may have a striking advantage. It is Alex Tatum's debut here tonight, although he has been training for some time. He has a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So let's see if this turns out to be a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Really a tentative start from both fighters here. Choosing to take it nice and slow. Shot from a long way out from Alex Tatum. Djip Fouquet sprawls, gives him a tap to the back of the head there, but well in on the single, up to the double now is Alex Tatum. Fantastic use of the underhook by Djip Fouquet, sprawling, getting the hips low and really ensuring there's a frame between him and his opponent. Some ground and pound to the body. Very nice sprawl by the Frenchman, keeping the hips as low as possible, giving Alex very little chance to scramble back up. But Alex has done a good job of driving forward. Again, the Frenchman looking for that underhook control. He's going to try and turn his opponent over or possibly roll into a crucifix from here. MMA is, of course, actually an illegal sport in France, so these guys get to train a lot. They get to fight in pancrase rules matches, but for full MMA ground and pound rules, they have to make trips to places such as the UK, and it's a pleasure to have a full team of 6 of them on the card here tonight. Again, a very good sprawl from the Frenchman. Alex Tatum thought he may have secured that position up against the cage, but he's really having to work for this takedown. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, a blown takedown is possibly one of the most exhausting things in mixed martial arts. Our fighters here tonight are, of course, all wearing 8-ounce gloves. Alex with a half guard now, good deep underhook. Looking to scramble, he's got to be wary of the triangle here though. Good scramble from both men. And the crowd showing their appreciation here and their knowledge of mixed martial arts, applauding what was an excellent scramble from both fighters, but we find ourselves back on the feet. End of round 1. Really, it was Alex Tatum pushing forward for the takedown. However, not able to secure it. Really, the control then going to the Frenchman in the red corner. I would imagine it's a 10-9 first round going the way of Djip Fouquet, but 3-minute rounds here. Alex Tatum has got plenty of opportunity to pull around back and possibly turn this fight around. It does, however, appear to be a striker versus grappler matchup at this point, and it may be one thing being a good grappler, but if you can't wrestle effectively and get the fight to the floor, it can be a long night for you. Both men looking fairly calm in their corners. I'd imagine they've both come fairly well conditioned. Of course, the idea of three-minute rounds is that you get quite a fast pace to the action. Our referee for the evening, Garth Harriman, just ensuring seconds out here. A brief hold up. So on to round 2 of our first fight of the evening. Djip Fouquet in the red corner, wearing the black shorts, taking on Alex Tatum from the Shockwave gym in the blue corner with the white shorts. No touch of gloves here. Both men coming in under the 65 kilo mark for this fight. Alex has shown those kicks, trying to keep the range. Neither fighter has really unleashed with the hands fully yet, though. Good shot from the man from Ipswich. He's in on the single, but once again, the hips of the Frenchman very low, very fast. He really knows what's up here. Good knee to the body. Doing a very good job of pummeling his hand back in. Trying to create a frame, but fantastic drop for the ankle pick, and the Frenchman finds himself with full guard now. Let's see what his ground game's like. There is ground and pound under this rule set, so that of course does change things substantially. Good control of the biceps. The Frenchman sitting up the butterfly guard very nicely. Gonna look to sweep from here. Oh, really good job of elevating his opponent, pushing him off and using it to stand back to his feet, which is clearly where he wants to keep the fight. And whilst the Frenchman has managed to block a great deal of these takedown attempts, and clearly has a very competent ground game, he's yet to do any significant damage on the feet. Really taking his time. My French isn't brilliant, but I can hear the corner of Djip Fouquet shouting to him that Alex Tatum is tired. He's certainly breathing heavily, but exploding there and just over-committing with the hands was Djip Fouquet. Alex Tatum seeing that, changing level beautifully, doing a very good job of anticipating the swing. That, of course, is the problem for a striker in mixed martial arts. If they over-commit to any kind of strike, they really give someone an opportunity to change level, get in on their hips. Side control now for Alex Tatum. He's got to get the hips low, though. Djip Fouquet doing a great job of creating the space, disconnecting and sneaking that knee back in there. Could be something here with that underhook control on the left side for the Frenchman. Must be looking to get the hips out. He's got a good grip of that glove, pushing on the hip. See if he spins for the armbar. We've seen that he can explode off his back when he wants to. I'd really like to see, oh, there he goes, looking for possible triangle armbar combination. I'd like to see Alex really pin the biceps, then get some posture, get his head up and land some ground and pound that really, even with these 8-ounce gloves, can be a game changer. Interesting second round there. Alex Tatum able to complete a couple of those takedowns, but neither fighter really inflicting a substantial amount of damage. So it will be very interesting to see how the judges score that fight. Corner of Djip Fouquet just giving some massage to his arms. Not a huge number of punches thrown by either fighter thus far. Alex Tatum, hands above his head, taking a few deep breaths. He was successful on that shot and he did time a couple of them very nicely, worked some combinations on those takedowns. Just needs to be a little bit tighter in his top control, gave the Frenchman a good opportunity to sneak the hips back in and regain guard. Seconds out as we move into the third round here of our first fight of the evening. We're watching the BCFA Night of Champions 2 from the Trinity Park Conference Centre here in Ipswich, Suffolk. My name is Josh Palmer, your referee for this evening is Garth Harriman. It's a pleasure you can be with us. And we're underway for the third round. Definitely the Frenchman looking the fresher of the two fighters. But neither fighter really making a huge statement with their game plan as yet. Good counter punching, waited for that windmill swing. Really, when you commit with all that energy, it's incredibly tiring if you don't land. Good fake from the man in the blue corner. Seeing if he can provoke that reaction to set up the sweep, and simultaneous kicks from both fighters forces a scramble. I think the Frenchman got a couple of good shots off there in the exchange, and now he starts to unleash with some low kicks of his own. Both fighters turning their hip over well and landing that shin with some significance. Alex Tatum is really winging those punches with rather wild abandon. He's spinning himself around with the loss of balance on each punch, but if one of them lands, the Frenchman's going to have a tough time. Again with the spinning back kick, keeping the range. Again anticipating the forward movement from the Frenchman, shooting very well. He's going to look to ankle pick up against the fence here. Frenchman's got to get his underhook in. He's got to look to stuff the head. Those shots to the body aren't going to do a whole lot in 8-ounce gloves. And Alex Tatum has picked the ankle, turned his shoulder in very nicely and dropped the Frenchman to his back again. He's going to have to work to walk his back up the cage or stand back up. Really, it's going to impede him for any significant sweep attempt from here. His best option is to either work for that guillotine or to post his hand, walk his back up against the cage and get back to his feet. Looking to move to side control is Alex Tatum, turning his hip down very nicely, trying to step straight over to mount. Frenchman doing a very good job of backing himself up and restoring that at least half butterfly guard I can see from my angle. The corner of the Frenchman screaming, allez, he's got to go, he's got to do something here to impress the judges, because as it stands, he's on his back, and Alex Tatum is finally getting some posture for the strikes to the head. The crowd really starting to get behind him here. That exchange really the most significant strikes of the fight, and that may well have sealed the third round for Alex Tatum. The Frenchman certainly took round one. Which way the other two went is going to go down to the judges. A great display from both fighters here in our first fight of the evening. Let's throw it over to our MC, who's going to have our official fight decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. The judges have scored it 30-28 in favour of Alex Tatum!